Don't you hear me clap? Can I make it a little bit louder? Alright, I bet you will. Hello and welcome to your daily dose of reviewing stuff, the series that I'm going to review a bunch of random things all together and make that into one of the episodes of this daily dose of reviewing stuff like what you're watching right now. But although it's not even daily at all, but it's more like a weekly dose of reviewing stuff rather than bring just a daily dose. And you're probably going to know the reason why I make it weekly, but despite the name it says daily dose, is because this behind me is my Fujitsu laptop, which this laptop right here I use to edit all of my videos and stuff inside there, which this Fujitsu laptop right here, it has a hard drive in it, and I'm probably going to know the reason why it's so slow and I could have it switched to a SSD. So but despite its thickness, you're probably going to know the reason why this thing is so thick. Look at that. It has a hard drive in it, but right now it's just shut off and it didn't use it anymore. It is because not a long time ago, I just got another Beat Boy, but this time it's on a monitor. But what is it though? It is something like it came from a dark web or mystery shack, and you're going to see in the next few seconds from now. So get ready for an absolute upgrade, boys. And right now, without any further ado and further sugar hesitation, let's get this ritual started. And so, as we have already known that for the few seconds earlier, that is on a monitor, but what is it? So, back to this question here from this few seconds earlier. And right now, I'm going to get into its reveal to you guys. And right now, I'm going to grab this mystery bag right here to get into its reveal. As you can probably tell by a first glance, you thought this thing is going to be a MacBook, right? And right here, into its actual reveal, it's not a MacBook, but it is a BMAX Maxbook X15 plus MacBook, more like a MacBook actually. So as you can see here, this laptop right here, it's actually more like a MacBook to be honest. And before we get into anything about this laptop, so right now I'm going to talk about its brief specs that got within this thing. And according to the sticker that shows on the box, the model is an X15 Plus. The CPU is an Intel Jasper Lake N5095 processor. It has 12 gigs of RAM, and it has a built-in storage of 512 gigs SSD this time. And the display is 15.6 inches, 1920 by 1080 IPS LCD, and the battery is a lithium-ion polymer. And the model, oh well, it's just chose the model for the battery. And this is the box that it came with, so pretty nice looking to be honest. But I'm going to keep the package itself right here anyways, but since it looks pretty good, just going to keep that. And right now, let's take a look at its actual laptop itself. So first of all, on the front, you will get nothing, but on the sides, got USB 3.0 right there, two of them each. And on the other side there's a USB 3.0 Type A once again, and there's a power adapter right here, and a status LED, which is going to show you if the battery is fully charged or not. And we got a mini HDMI output, and we got a Kensington lock slot, which what it actually does is just going to lock up your laptop when there's a theft or something like that. And on the other side right there, again, USB 3.0 Type A, and we got a 3.5mm jack for plugging in your headphones or your headset, and you got a micro SD card slot. Kind of reminds me of my OSed laptop though. So you can see that there's a micro SD card slot right there for expanding the storage if we want to. And on the bottom right there, you would get nothing but the rubber feet. And rather than having this additional slot right here where you can put your additional SSD on it, like if you want to put a 1TB in this, it's going to be working or not. No one can tell. And if I open up the laptop, you get a display of 15.6 inches, 1920 by 1080 IPS LCD display, and we got a keyboard, which for the Bluetooth keyboard that it came with is not in Thai, but it is a normal English keyboard with a few letters on it. But although I just have it on a Thai sticker already, so as you can see here, here's what it looks like. And for the typing feeling, which I'm gonna say, you kind of think of that this thing, it has a MacBook Pro vibes going on here, which the keyboard itself is basically just a membrane type of keyboard, which it doesn't even have an LED light when you're typing something else in the dark at all. It's just a normal, ordinary keyboard that is trying to make it look like a MacBook keyboard. Although it's not the best, but it's usable at least. And you got a numpad keyboard right there, and as well as a power button right there sunk into the keyboard. And you got stylus LEDs right there for the power, the caps lock, and the number lock if you want to use the number on a numpad. And you got built-in speakers, which they are located right there. This is the exact location where the built-in speaker would sit on. And you got a big 4.5-inch touchpad with gesture control. As I mentioned earlier, you got a SSD slot right there, which right now is just being screwed in from the factory. And we got a interesting thing, which is the microphone. They kind of located on the bottom of the body of the laptop, which somehow they kind of give me two of them, but the only one is actually bring use, and the other one is just not bring use, which I don't know why. You only got a one microphone on this side right here, but not on this side. But at first glance, I thought there would be like a stereo microphones inside this, but somehow they just end up using it in a mono. But I'm not going to touch on that anyways, but since I got this laptop here to use to edit all my videos anyways. So, yeah, alright, so that's basically it for taking a brief look at the specs and the body of a Macbook X15 Plus, or BMAX, I think. BMAX X15 Plus, or whatever I'm going to call this thing. And right now, I'm going to turn him on from the keyboard. And you're going to see the reason why it's running on the new version of Windows 10. And right now it is starting up with the BMAX logo on it. And wait for the moment we have been waiting for. That just shut off. Hear the sound? This thing is running on Windows 11 Enterprise Edition. And right now I'm going to type my password, which I'm not going to show you what it looks like. Hopefully nobody will have my laptop in case if we want to use it. And you can see right now this code just load up immediately. And right now I'm just going to close that. And you can clearly see that right now I have this laptop right here running on Windows 11 Enterprise Edition. And as you take a look at the menu right here, you got some basic Windows 11 stuff like Microsoft Edge, Mail, Calendar, Microsoft Store, blah blah blah, photo settings, calculator. So the calculator on this thing works. Holy shit, that Facebook notification, go away. And you can clearly see that I have tested the calculator. We got a clock, we got a camera. Let's check on the camera first. And right now the LED status is on, and you can see that right now I'm using the camera, and right now I'm on a video mode, and right now I'm going to take a photo, and right now I'm going to test the camera like that. And let's take a look at the photo. Here's the photo that I just took from the BMAX Maxbook X15 Plus. And right now I'm going to take a video in 16:9, which is basically just a 360p video quality. And right now I'm going to take a video. You can clearly see that right now I'm recording a video on a Macbook X15 Plus. You can clearly see that the video is so horrendous. Although, imagine if the camera right here is 13 megapixels, it's going to be super expensive. Let's take a look at the video playback on this thing. And you can clearly see that right now I'm recording a video on Macbook X15 Plus. For the playback quality here, which I'm gonna say it's it's just a basic Windows 11 playback standard going on here. But for the speakers here, which I couldn't even tell is because the Bluetooth microphone that came with this thing somehow it just sounds like muffled, and I couldn't even tell the quality of the Bluetooth speakers at all. But we're probably going to tell the quality of the Bluetooth speakers if it's actually any good or anything. And as for the camera test done, and right now I'm going to open some programs here, such as Audacity. I have it installed in the area, so you can clearly see that. Welcome to Audacity. We're still in Audacity 3.2.5. I'll show this again at startup. Okay, you can clearly see that right now I have Audacity on, and you can see that here's all of the stuff. So nothing really special here in particular. And how about Paint? Oh well, same as the Windows 10, but except a little bit confusing. And if you didn't see that, this is the Paint program. And you can clearly see that is almost identical to the Windows 10, but except for a little bit of confusing icons, like the size here and the colors, which kind of a bit confusing, but not that much though, for the Microsoft Paint on this. And right now I'm going to get into a YouTube test on this, which I'm going to open up YouTube. Wait for a moment, and I will be right back later. Oh well, never mind then. And you can clearly see that here's all of the videos that I've watched on YouTube. And right now I'm going to get into, my channel. Just waiting for it. Oh well, there we go, never mind then. And you can clearly see that here's my browsing on my YouTube channel on this. And right now I'm going to play the latest video that I've done. Alright, video's playing. And here's the video quality, guys. Okay, so for the quality of the speaker right here, which I'm gonna say,
hello and welcome to a daily dose of reviewing stuff, the series that I'm going to
okay, so I'm gonna say the quality of the speaker is still decent, but depending on what you're going to use the equalizer on it or not. But I'm gonna say I have to set on an equalizer, which the audio, it kind of sounds like some sort of tiny speakers that you might find on a laptop or something, which I'm gonna say they sound really decent.
Things all together and make that into one of the episodes of this latest of reviewing stuff. And for today's episode.
And fun fact about this laptop here is that if you hold the function key here on every other F2 or F12, it's going to do another function. But for example, if I'm going to make some instruments about this. So for example, if you want to get into the settings quickly, you just go to hold down the function key and then press F11. It's going to bring you to the settings of this laptop here. You can clearly see that right now I have it on settings, and you can see that right now I have named this Ryukin laptop. And let's take a look at this secret folder right here. This is basically my waifu folder right here, which is much faster than on my physical laptop, which I will have to wait for like 5 or 4 minutes to get the playback to work. But this thing right here is just take a playback in no time. But this file bring having a 12 gigs already inside this, which I can say this is actually going to be enough for my daily basis stuff, like my video editing and audio recording, for example. And even playing YouTube videos on this, which I'm gonna say looks pretty good. And as we take a look at some applications here that I've installed in the area, so I got TikTok, I got Facebook, and I got Discord on this too, which I'm not going to show you what's inside there. I got a Capcut this time, but at first glance I thought I would be using this Movi video suite right here, which somehow my laptop right here, it was be able to detect a virus in no time. And this thing right here is basically just a text subject, for example of a virus or ransomware or something type of, which this thing right here, it was be able to detect it in no time, and right now it have blocked that thread. Alright, so almost everything have tests on this laptop here, which for my experience right here, which I'm gonna say this laptop right here is actually not the best at gaming, but is actually enough for me to do all of my everyday stuff like video editing, audio editing, or some type of my everyday stuff that I would do, I'm gonna say for the body design of this thing is so thin. It's actually thin as a MacBook. It's so thin and it's so cute. Look at that. And the screen right here is not just having a frame on there anymore, but is almost fill out the screen right there. And right now I'm going to put it to sleep like that, and then close the lid like a MacBook. Alright, so one of my conclusions that I have with this BMAX Maxbook X15 Plus. Oh well, I'm gonna say this BMAX X15 Plus right here, which is the best of all laptops that it was on the budget, and this thing right here is a bit expensive than the original one, which is running on Windows 10 and has a storage capacity of 256 gigabytes of SSD and has an 8 GB of RAM, which is about the same as my 42 laptop. But somehow on my 42 laptop, which even though I have upgraded to an 8 GB, which somehow is still slow. And I don't even know if it's actually due to the factor from the past that it was encrypted by the ransomware and then it makes everything so slow on this laptop. And somehow the antivirus on this thing, it wasn't be able to do anything. But this one right here, it was be able to detect a wire sample right here in no time. So, for which I'm gonna say everything almost works perfectly fine on this BMAX X15 Plus right here. But although for Windows 11 that I got, which I'm gonna say is still be a big decent upgrade for me to do all of my everyday stuff like video editing or audio editing like what I talked about in the earlier. This laptop right here, somehow I really like it. I really like the design of this and the color, which I'm gonna say is going to match my whole-core OSed 15 just fine. And if I'm going to show it to you what it looks like for my whole-core OSed 15 here it is. So this is my whole-core OSed 15 that I have reviewed in the area, which somehow it really matches the color. So you see, here's the Y2K headphones and the Maxbook. They kind of match the sheen of the color, I'm gonna say. And the quality of an IPS LCD right here, which I'm gonna say it looks much better than the one that I have right here, the 42 laptop, which I'm gonna say for the resolution is max at 1080p, and you can see of the tiny pixels on there, which but this part it has the same LCD as what on my phone have, which is also an IPS. So, and this thing right here, unfortunately the screen is a non-touchable, so there's no touch input or anything on the screen here. The only way that you can navigate this laptop all around is through the touchpad or your mouse, and that's really it for this laptop right here, that it has a decent 1080p IPS LCD. You can barely count the pixels on there though. I can actually tell that this is a 1080p resolution. So, but hopefully I'm not going to get back to its original quality that I used on my Fujitsu all over again. But since on my Fujitsu, the resolution that I was using, it was a 1360 by 768. But this one right here is just beyond than that. It's 1080p screen, and I can watch 4K videos on this laptop screen just fine. And alright, so not gonna talk about the camera and the microphone of this thing, which just like what I said, these two stuff right here is only the best for doing a video call and doing voice chats on Discord. So just like what I said. And what are my final thoughts that I have with this thing? Oh well, I'm gonna say this BMAX Maxbook X15 Plus right here, which I'm gonna say for my final thoughts, which this laptop right here is only the best for working on my everyday stuff, and is not going to be suitable for maximum gaming, like when you play a Minecraft on an RTX, which is not going to work on this laptop. But though it might work though, but it's going to be like really laggy like this. So it's really laggy and it's going to be slow. Alright, so for my final thoughts that I have with this, which I'm gonna say, this thing right here is going to be suitable for doing all of my everyday stuff. And this thing right here is going to be a replacement for my Fujitsu laptop. And except it still lacks a microphone jack. And the only thing that I would get is only an all-in-one jack. And it lacks a VGA output. So the only thing that I got is only HDMI, or mini HDMI actually, not a normal size HDMI. It's a mini HDMI, which I would need a separate adapter to do all of that if I want to connect this to a VGA monitor, like my Philips monitor that I've reviewed in the past. And alright, so that's basically it for BMAX Maxbook X15 Plus. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review and talking about my experience that I have with this. And don't forget to leave us a like, comment, and also, the most importantly, is to subscribe to my channel. And I do appreciate that. And we'll see you guys later in the next video, where I'm going to do more quality content like this for you guys. And also, I'm just going to turn on my channel once again for one last time. There's my channel right there on the screen right now. Please go subscribe to this guy, and I really appreciate you guys if you subscribe to this guy, which is me actually. So please go subscribe to this guy, and I will see you guys later in the next video, where I'm going to do more quality content like this for you guys, just like was said many times. Or else, banner will change at any minute now. But anyways, bye!